Hey there, this is K4A, and in this video today we are going to learn how to change the health and the speed of zombies in Towers vs Monsters GameMaker Tower Defense template. We have learned how to change the health for the player and how to disable music in menu and game level, also how to change the coins, the amount of money which player has. That worked fine. Maybe we haven't learned how to code it, but more how to change it, where to find it, and so on. So it's more like from game designers' perspective than from coders. But also we have learned at some point we have learned a little bit about code, and we will learn more in more videos, in next videos, and so on. So it's a process, and it's a long process, and that's how you learn, but also learn about the template you use, but also coding in general. Now when my music is disabled, I also left some kind of sound effects, so I think I could talk better and more and louder during the gameplay, but also which is more important, that music won't bother me while I make these tutorials. So let's get to the point. For this video we said we want to change the speed of the zombie and health, and that could be again like some kind of parallel to your game and games in general, that you need to define that parameter mostly for your games. If you have enemies, you want your enemies to have some kind of health, so that could be and should be some kind of variable where you put the number. Okay, the number is 100, for example, for 100 hit points, and that number should go down when player hits the enemy. And the other is the speed. Again, that should be some kind of number for that a variable. So make a variable for enemy and say, okay, this enemy is faster. That's some kind of, I don't know, enemy in a vehicle or on a motorbike. He goes very, very fast, so this number would be higher. It goes faster. And the enemy which is a bigger, slower, fat guy, he goes slower, so this number should be lower. That would be some kind of a general idea how you define those parameters from game designer's perspective and in some kind of abstraction. Okay, so let's see that in practice. So I need to find the health and the speed of the zombie, and again I start from documentation txt, and that's you can find that in your asset browser, notes, documentation. Open it, read it if you haven't already, and in my case I have found the solution in line 27, which says you can change the health and speed of the enemies. That's what I want in obj zombie and obj Frankenstein. Again, maybe this line number will differ a little bit because I have maybe changed this notepad document, but it should be somewhere there and under the how to change important starting variables. So again, I want to change the health and the speed of the enemies. Great, and you can do that in obj zombie and obj Frankenstein. So I have to find those two objects. So the first idea should be to click on the objects folder, and then the second should be that you, if those are zombie and obj Frankenstein, those are enemies, so they are probably here. Yeah, they should be here. So click on objects, enemies, and there they are, obj Frankenstein and obj zombie. I will click on obj zombie because it's the first one and I guess easier one for us to test and experiment, and also because when the game starts I think there are more zombies than Frankensteins in it, so zombies should be weaker, like they have less hit points. Okay, so again you have to open events to see the code, and probably the first event create is where we are going to find what we need. Yes, here it is. I can already see it. I will drag the border lines to make this a little bit bigger so I can see this green text which is commenting and helps me to find what I need. I need to find some kind of health and speed, so I don't have to watch these code blocks at all. I can only focus on here on these explanations and information. So until when I find it here, I can just go to the left and see that code. But first, let's start with this. Okay, this variable stores the enemy's max health, and it's used to scale the health bar. I don't want to change the health bar in terms of maximum health. I need to change just the or maybe, yeah, I have some kind of value here, so that's probably it. The value says 4, so my zombie character, this guy here, OBJ zombie, he has only 4 hit points. I think that means that if that tower hits him 4 times, he is dead. So we're going to check that. We need to check that in practice. This variable stores enemy's max health, but is that max health the one? Yeah, this second variable, HP, sets the enemy's HP to its max HP. So these, they made some kind of variable to define maximum hit points, and the other which says, okay, this enemy will have hit points in some amount between minimum and maximum. So the first variable is just how big that value can be, the maximum. You don't have to pick maximum. So for example, you can make enemies with maximum 100 points, health points, and then make a code which will make some of them weaker and say, okay, this guy will have 20 out of 100, this guy is stronger, he will have 50 and so on, but no one can go over the maximum. I guess that's what they wanted to do. So that's how you can add a more varying content. Okay, and the other is okay, now I have money, which player will get when they kill it. I don't want to change that. I think I want to change only health and speed, and here it is speed. It's called assign variable my speed, value is 1.3, and the other is v speed, which says this variable holds the speed the enemy should move when moving vertically. Okay, so we have two variables for speed. One is my speed for horizontal movement, that's what I'm going to change, and the other is v speed, vertical speed. I'm not going to touch that. Then we have some sprites to change when you walk and animate that way. Okay, so more or less this was really fast to find, 9 minutes, and we have to change my speed variable. Here it is. We will do that, and we have to change max HP, maximum hit points, which is 4. First I want to test the game and see if the zombie will die when the tower hits him 4 times. So this is the value of 4, and I also want to see how fast it goes. So I start my game with the play test button here, run, and no music, which is great, but I think sound effects are still very loud when you hit those guys. Yeah, so I will have to disable maybe them too. Okay, let's try now to see how many times do I have to hit this guy to kill him. I think 4 times because he has 4 hit points. Two, three, 4. Cool. So this works. Because I have changed my coins amount, so I don't have enough money to buy another tower. These guys will probably win. Maybe not. Yeah, okay, but I will stop it here. I get carried easily. So what I wanted to check is that this hit point works in terms of value is 4. That means I have to hit zombie 4 times. So in my case I'm going to change it to something extreme in terms of game, like maybe even 1. So let's see, just click instead of 4, click 1, and that's it. So now when I hit zombie 1 time, he will die. Let me test that, and you don't have to test it every time if you have some complex game or you know what you're changing. In my case it's relatively fast, so I will do it. So these guys will should die now immediately with 1 hit. Yeah, great. So this could be first level, easy and slower progress in terms of I don't have that much money, but it's easier. And this guy is, for example, he has too much health, so we have to lower him too. So let's try to find that guy, which is OBJ Frankenstein. So go to Objects, Enemies, OBJ Frankenstein. Same pattern here. I hope you can do this on your own. Click on Create, find the max HP, so you see how now it goes fast. And instead of 12, I will make this to the 5 maybe. So again, this is maybe now not very smart for me to do this in terms of I don't have some paper, or maybe I could write it down here in this so zombie, I can say zombie was 4 hit points and Frankenstein was 12, I think so. So that's a good idea to write down your changes, because you should maybe somewhere in time go back to the original default game or something like that. So in my case I don't care very much for now, it's just testing. Okay, so we have changed the health. Now let's try to change the speed. That's what we're going to do today, speed and health. So this guy here, zombie, we made him weaker. He has low health points now, so let's make him maybe faster. So because he has very little energy, maybe it's fair to make him faster. And again, I will go really extreme now. Instead of 1, I will type 10, just to show you how just to make this change visible. But of course I won't do that for my final game, because this would be very fast, I guess. So let's see. Now they should just run. It doesn't look that bad. It looks funny because it's zombies. Zombies should not run that much, but it's also funny how it seems like they have too much pause between the enemies. So we will see that in maybe next video. So far so good. We have learned where to find some variables, how to change them, and how to use these towers versus monsters tower defense template from GameMaker, which is what that template was made for. You are supposed to play with these parameters as a coder, as a game designer, and to change them and to make them fit in your game. That's what this is all about. So later we will see how to make bigger changes, how to add some kind of maybe original art or original code in terms of adding more features, mechanics, and so on. But so far, start simple, start with small steps just to learn the ropes. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching and see you in next one. Bye for now.